I actually respect Andrew Tate. He's a good man. I conversed with him in his early appearances on the internet, and I was part of the Hustlers University, etc. It was a great pleasure because I started my business, my coaching business, thanks to him. I understood how to become a coach, how to get clients, etc. Thanks to that group. I respect what he does. I respect his message about masculinity because I believe a lot of people disagree with Andrew Tate, but he's actually an archetype. It's a persona that he's showing that is archetypal in nature, meaning you shouldn't act like that all your life. It's just a persona that is, it's a quality or a personality that existed since the dawn of time, which is the warrior, the go-getter, and the aggressive man who goes for whatever he wants. Nonetheless, doesn't matter what the obstacles are. Someone who speaks his word and he stands by his word, and he doesn't refrain. He doesn't really he doesn't take back what he believes. He doesn't compromise for his beliefs. That's actually admirable, and I love the man. I love Andrew Tate. He's a good man, but I disagree with him. On the last podcast with Patrick Bet-David, he started talking about how a man should have many experiences with women, with females, and that would make him a better date, a better mate, so to say. I disagree. The reason is, you can have hundreds of women in your life. And trust me, I've been through that. Like, I used to be the womanizer in university. I used to study pickup artistry. I used to follow Julian Blanc. I used to follow Mystery from the Mystery Method. I used to follow Owen Cook, Tyler, RSD, Tyler, Real Social Dynamics, Maximilian, etc. And I used to be obsessed with that. Because if a man is, within a man's goals, if he focuses on having lots of experiences with females, he will actually be lost because he will spew his sexual energy around and it will be lost. He's going to lose that zest. It might as well go wank. Just go wank, brother. Just go watch porn. You know, just go watch hentai porn because it's the same thing. That's brain masturbation as well as sexual masturbation as well. You should not indulge in that. And I'm going to explain in a second. So what happened to me, I'm going to give you a bit of a story, background story about myself when it comes to women. So I used to love dating lots of women at the same time. I used to lie at women and tell them, oh, okay, I'm going to date, you're the only one, I'm dating only you, especially the early stages. I didn't have like a serious relationship and then I lied to her. I'm just talking about those fuck arounds, right? The womanizing days. You tell her, oh, okay, you're the only one and everything for 1 week, and then the next week you have another one and you start sending your friends pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, she is hot, look at this girl, I love her, oh my gosh, I want to get this girl, blah blah blah. And then you find yourself actually losing yourself in the process, and then you're like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? Even if you are succeeding, let's say you are succeeding, you're making millions and millions. But that is a depressing reality. And a man, I disagree with this. I disagree with Andrew Tate. I disagree with Tristan Tate. And I disagree, what's his name? The redhead one, the southern man. I forgot his name. I appreciate him as well. I respect him. But this point, I do not agree with it because I think a man should have wisdom and should have depth of experience with someone who lives with him for an extended amount of time. This is how you should live, actually. You should look for quality rather than quantity, because there are men who date lots of women. They slept with hundreds of women, but they are dumb. They are stupid when it comes to relationships. They ruin all relationships. They don't know how to behave. They are afraid of commitment. When a man says, or a woman for that matter, says, I'm afraid of commitment, all they want to say is, I still want to have sex with other people. That's it. Literally. They still want to have sex with other people. They still want to fuck around. Because when you see it, the way you see it, if you get married, right? And then you haven't had all the women in the world. And us men in nature, we tend to have that. We tend to like experimenting. And that's exactly why we shouldn't follow it. Because we shouldn't follow our nature. Our nature can be deceiving. Our nature can be killing people. Murder can be in your nature. Because back in the day, without the values, people used to kill each other because they thought that's the way we cope in the world. And that's animalistic, and we're not animals. We've got a neocortex, and we are higher in the food chain, and we are the best mammals that exist. So why would we ignore the fact that this is actually wrong? So that's how we should go about it. If you are going to give yourself a gift, or if you want to live a good, fulfilling life, just focus on marriage. Dating is for kids, marriage is for men. And what do I mean by that? I'm trying to look in the camera. I don't know if I'm making eye contact with you, because I want to make more eye contact with you, because I think that's going to help me relate to you. Dating for the sake of dating, because there are males who just date. They just go about and date. Oh yeah, date. Oh, okay, I'm done with this one. Let's go to the next one. What are you, an animal? What are you doing? What are you doing, mate? Yeah? You're being a complete degenerate. If you're complaining about women being promiscuous, you are worse than them. Okay? Because you're a man and you should take the lead. So, they would go and date and just lose time. But when you date in order to marry, that's when you are on the right track. I'm not saying you shouldn't date, because nowadays we cannot go for an arranged marriage. It's not that easy, especially the way we were brought up. We still have some programs that we cannot work with, but we have to go at least a step further and follow the right path, rather than be lost and being degenerate and completely useless to humanity and society. So that's what I disagree with. If you focus on quantity, you're going to have quantity, experience of quantity. If you focus on quality, if you know how to deal with issues, if you know how to act like a man, if you actually can keep a woman interested, it means that you are on the right track. It means that you are acting exactly how you should be. You are in your masculine, and it means that you are a strong man. And who wouldn't want to be like that? Who wouldn't want to be a strong man? Who wouldn't want to be powerful and keep a woman's interest? Even in marriage, a woman who still wants to sleep with you every day, who reveres you, almost reveres you like a king. Who wouldn't want to do that? Who would settle for less? Until you're 30 years old or 40 years old, you're going to know about these things because you've been dating for the last 5 years. What are you going to do with your life? Literally, it's complete bollocks. I respect the man. I don't know if Andrew Tate will watch this video. I don't know, maybe anything can happen, yeah? He even replied to my emails before, and he watched a documentary that I worked at. So this can happen, right? If you're watching this video, I disagree with you. Now you've become a Muslim, and it's true, us Muslims, we marry four. We have the right to marry four, but we cannot become promiscuous. Four, you have depth of experience with them, depth of relationship. You don't jump from one woman to another, because that is bad advice generally, and with all due respect, I disagree with you on that. And I think if everybody's aim is to make a family, everybody will be on the right track and society will be better off than it is today. Thank you so much.